All right, hello and welcome, traders. It is Monday, February 10th, new week. Markets are going up today. Big positive day in the markets. We had a really good day trading in the accounts. So let's get right to it. I got a lot of things to share with you today. So we're going to go through a couple of quick charts with you. We're going to review some of the portfolios, take a quick look at what's out there on the portfolio side as well. And then we'll get into some new trades. I'll give you a sense of what I put on today. So I want to make sure you've got um, a good sense of what it is that I'm doing. All right, let's get rocking and rolling in there. First thing is let's take a quick look at the charts, and we'll try to make it quick today on the charts so we can get to some trades with you. So let's jump in, take a quick look at the charts. And first chart we've got is up here on the E-minis. We were up $38 today, 0.63%. Came down on the daily here. Started off gapping down somewhere around really the 50-day moving average, and then just had a pretty nice day moving higher off of that. So, can you tell anything? Not really. I mean, you're still in this volatility zone that we've been back in here. Now, this continues. In fact, let's redraw this so we can get it onto both charts uh, the best we can in here. So something along these lines. Okay, give or take. I mean, there's a couple times we've been outside the box a little bit, sometimes inside the box. But when you look at this thing on a daily chart, this has been the range now, dating all the way back until, the middle of the beginning of November, November 4th. So we've been really in this pretty tight range. And while things are getting closer to overbought. They're not really there yet. So again, we're bullish and cautious at the same time. We've just really been consolidating for a long time now on the weekly chart. And if you're looking at it on the daily chart here, we're getting close to the top of this chart. And we've had a more of a recent downtrend, but that may be about to change in here. So we'll see what happens. Not a lot of massive earnings this week, but we'll see what happens if we break this. And if you really want to take it just a little bit further, okay, there's a bit of a symmetrical triangle starting to build here with the fact that moving up through these moving averages, you've got RSI just starting to rise, MACD just starting to rise, even though we had rolled over, flattened out on everything. Uh, and then really upside to go. So I think we can break out of this, then we could definitely head to probably the 6,100, 6,200 range for sure if this breaks to the upside. So we'd have to break out of the triangle, which we're about to do potentially tomorrow on an up day. And then if we do break through this zone really goes anywhere from about 58.44 up to about 61.02 and change. So if you're thinking that this is like a 250 point box that we're in, can we roll 250 points from here, which would put us about a little over 63.40 or something? That would be a pretty extreme reading for me, but I don't think that that's out of the question. So again, we're bullish, we're cautious up here. I'm a little less cautious than I was a couple days ago on this thing when we just didn't know if we were really going to break down in these series of lower highs and lower lows. But if we break through this at all and knock out a new high, then all bets are off. So what did we do today? We stayed with our plan, a new 1-1C trade on, which is the 1-1 calendarized version of it. We put that on today, as always. And then we did our SPY leaps today. So those are really paying off. You'll see a little bit of the portfolio I'll share with you so you can see a little bit of what that looks like out there. But campaign trades are on. I do have some of the at the money 111s in here just to give us a sense of if we pull back at all, we're going to really pay off. But if we break out, we're not going to get hurt to the upside. All right, quickly, let's get into oil. Oil, nice rebound day today. So Friday kind of held its ground, bouncing a little bit today. It's in an oversold and bouncing state here on the daily chart. The weekly chart just kind of mixed, and if nothing else, the weekly chart's still a bit bearish. Um, more than anything. And we're taking a look at oil. I mean, you might be right at somewhat of a level in here. We'll be exact. You're right at this downtrend, which is pretty steep. But certainly, I think if we have another update tomorrow, we could break that. I just don't see a big reason for oil to rally here. It doesn't mean it can't rebound up into the mid 70s. I think that's certainly possible. I think that just sets us up well for our strangles. Right, gold rocketing its way higher. Gold is on fire. I don't know if you can even, touch this thing right now with anything that could be reversed on. It hit the 3 ATR again today, but it's hit it also every day just about for 2 weeks. We're over the Bollinger Bands on the weekly. We're at the Bollinger Band on the daily. Both of these are extremely steep. We're getting oversold. I would be looking for a pullback on gold. Any pullback on gold that's meaningful, maybe to the 15 to 13 or the 21-day moving average, as we see here, or even filling this gap down here that we have. Anything in that area, I would load up on gold. So I really like gold here. Bonds, pretty much a nothing day on bonds. I mean, we've been on this big March higher. Okay, a little bit, maybe a little overextended, but not much. I think there's still room to go. Just a nice pullback on bonds. Perfect strangle setup, in my opinion. So I think we're really well set up where we are here. Copper, nothing to do on this thing. It's just off and running like crazy. It's overdone. It's rising. I wouldn't touch it. Taking a look at the NASDAQ, kind of the same thing uh, today. Nice bounce off the 50, moving back up to its moving averages. Probably, if the momentum continues here, we're going to just break through this uh, probably break through this level if we look at today's high. I'm going to take these off because these no longer mean much of anything here. And we'll just continue on with what we have. But we did flip PSR to bullish. So I think the NASDAQ looks pretty good. It's not quite the same setup, but if you look at, this a bit here, doesn't really have a lot of touches necessarily, but um, a bit of a rising, uh, you know, a rising trend line here. Obviously, not a bit, a pretty good rising trend line here, and a bit of a uh, symmetrical triangle here. So if we're breaking again to the upside, I think this thing could run. There's not much up here stopping it if it really gets loose to the upside here on the dailies. All right, so there's where we are on that. In fact, why? Just looking at some of my charts here, just noticing some interesting pieces. All right, let's pull that piece back in a bit, and we'll keep moving on, and we'll go to small caps. And then the small caps here, just it also staying in this volatility box. If this value area, you can see we've been in this for quite some time. Again, dating back to middle of December, could be getting ready to break out. Bullish PSR here, and I think this thing could just really be ready to take off. I would be looking at something long on RTY, and I'm going to make some notes here on this that I like RTY. I would like to maybe get a trade in on this thing, especially if we can break out of this range that we've been in. I don't know if we're going to call these a resistance level here, but if we break out of the box and then we, come to this resistance level, in fact, we can probably even include those in the box if we wanted. And this resistance level, I think, looks really, really interesting for us. So if we break through, this could really be something. All right, there we go. Let's get into quickly take a look at the accounts, and then we'll get into two trades with you today. So I want to cover TLT trade and an Amazon trade today, and why I did not trade futures. All right. So let's get into this. Here's our trade tracker for the day. So we ended the day 1365. So we're fairly positive delta, but I did add some long trades recently over the last week or so. Our theta is very low because we have added some long trades. It's not normal. I still have the same amount of theta I've had on always, but we did add some extra long trades, which kind of took the theta down as a portfolio. We did hit 399,408 today. So what I wanted to cover on this quickly was many of you, remember August 5th of last year when we had the Volmageddon event and we saw the portfolio drop on those days. Well, at the end of that day, we ended the day at 278,847. So 278,847, that was our net lick. We are now sitting at 399,408. We actually topped 400,000 today. That is a 120,561. So 120,561, okay, which is a 43% increase since August 5th. So you're talking August, September, October, November, December, and January. Okay. 6 months, we have knocked out 43% increase in this account. So everyone that loves to pile on, and I'm sure some of you will, because most of you have nothing positive to actually say. Okay. And the negative people don't post anything out there. They just love to find some minutia thing out there. If you quit, if you quit on me, if you quit on this trading style, okay, as opposed to staying consistent, staying true to your plan, tweaking it, getting better, okay, you missed out. Okay, I'm now up 43% in 6 months since August 5th. Okay, we're back to 400,000 on this account, which the day before August 5th, we were at 441. Okay, the day before. So we're almost back to that Friday trading session before the Monday, August 5th. So which was at 441. So we're almost back there. We'll tag it. I'm pretty confident in what we're doing, but I want to say if you stick to your plan, you're gonna have pullbacks. You're gonna have drawdowns. Things are gonna happen. It's trading, folks. This is not, life savings, end of the world stuff. This is important stuff. Sure, it's a large trading account, but you got to just stay consistent. And everybody, oh, this is terrible. This doesn't work. Blah 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 blah. It doesn't have it. It doesn't know what he's doing. Okay. Well, I'm up 43% in 6 months, folks. Okay, and we've done a pretty good job cranking $120,000 in gains out since August 5th. So there you go. Haters rejoice or go stick it. I don't really care. If you got something positive to say, drop it in comments. If you have something negative to say, stay in your lane. Don't watch my stuff. It's all good. I don't care. Okay. I'm just sharing what I'm doing. And consistency to me is a key in trading. You got to stay consistent and you got to continually evaluate what you're doing. Okay. Which is why you have a trading plan so you can evaluate how you're trading. Anyway, I just wanted to at least point that out. Back to 400K, rocking and rolling in this account. Small account, and by the way, on the year, since January 1st in this account, we are up $31,000 on net lick, 14K in realized. We're up 8.43% on the net lick on this year versus the S&P, which is up 3.5%. We're not quite tripling what the S&P is doing, but we are up over 8% on the year. I feel just conservatively plowing through our plan, doing what we're supposed to be doing, and just getting better every single day. So we're up 8% on this account. So haters, you can stick it. And then on the small account here, not doing quite as well on the net lick side. We're right near the highs in this account at 19,566. The highs are 20,389. So we're like $800 away from that, but realized gains are up over $1,143, $1,143 this year in a $20,000, well now $20,000 account out there, which is pretty good. So you're seeing, realized gains of over 6% in this account. We started at 19,000. We've made 1143 on this account. So that's pretty doggone good, in my opinion. Netflix not moved as much because we do have some Netflix and some IBIT, which are both down Netlick wise. All right, and then let's look at the investing account. Okay, this thing has been on a tear. It did not take any kind of a hit last year. It had a great all-time high end of the year, and now we're continuing in this account. This is our longer term trading account, primarily leaps, a couple poor man's covered calls, but primarily selling leaps, on QQQ and SPY and some quality names out there. We have a little TLT as well. In fact, this 390 loss from today was, I actually took off a TLT loser from uh, I don't know, several months ago. It had recovered all but 390. I could have left it on, but I have other plans for some of that cash in here. So I thought, you know what? Why not take it off? Considering we're at 381, 751, and we are just off of our all-time highs. We're 2 days removed from an all-time high in this account, and this account is actually up almost 8% as well this year, 27 grand in this account as well. So doing really, really well. What did we close today? We took in another 780 bucks here, and that was a gold jade lizard that it was starting to leave the trap, and I didn't want to give back too much of the gain. So we booked about a 48% winner in 14 days. So not too shabby, 48% in 14 days. Uh, we'll keep that going. So overall, accounts are doing pretty well. All right, let's get into two trades that I put on today, and I'll give you a sense of what those look like, and then we'll wrap it up for you guys. Here, let's get into the accounts. All right, so we'll just stick with the main trading account. We can cover it in here. You can see we had a really good day today. Overall, accounts were up 13 grand today on the day, and we're up 80 grand for the year, which is not too bad for a month in. But anyway, let's get to the trade today. And the first trade was a strangle on TLT. And yes, I am in ZB. Okay? And in ZB, I have um, two strangles working in here. So I have two strangles working, and then I have a reverse jade lizard, which is up 94% right now. That reverse jade lizard. So that thing is in great shape. But so because I love trading futures and Strangles is one of my favorite trades out there, why didn't I go back to ZB? Well, I've already got two Strangles in there, number one, but two, it's um, a little bit different of a trade. So if I'm taking a look at this, let's get the full screen on here, and here's what we're looking at on this particular trade right now. So in this trade, we're going to take in, and I'll make sure that I have all the data for you, but we're taking in 310 bucks on this trade, so 31 cents. We're only using $2,375 in buying power, so it's a 13% return. This trade, if we look back again at the positions, it's from March 14th. It's only 32 days out versus my normal 90. So we're taking in a little less credit, but still a 13% return in 30 days. Not bad. But, why did you do this one? Why these strikes? So give you a little bit different. And again, we want to make sure we're just generating cash flow. The whole goal of the Income Navigator account, the service that we run, is generating cash flow. SPY leaps, SPY trades Monday, Wednesday, Friday that Igor's doing. Igor's got the butterfly trades he's got on. He's got income hedges going. I've got poor man's covered calls as well as the 112 trades, as well as the strangle trades, a few jade lizards in there, even some credit spreads periodically. The at the money 112s, uh, the income poor man's covered calls as well. We don't do the standard poor man covered call in this account at all. That's for our longer term investing accounts or some of our other accounts. The income poor man's covered call has been a great trade for us as well. So it's a little different, but we're all about generating just monthly cash flow. And I'm not looking to generate 5, 10% or something like that a month. And you don't see me out there talking about, well, you can make 10% and retire on 250K because that's bullshit. Okay. You can't do it. You can't get to it. Okay. You can't stay consistent at that for 20, 30 years. It's just not going to happen. In a bull market, though, everybody's a genius. Okay. And some of that stuff can certainly work pretty well. I've got trades at 40, 50%. Okay. You can do this if you're taking on a lot of risk. Okay. But if you're really trying to stay consistent and conservative and not take a lot of risk in your portfolio, I still think you can make 2 to 3% consistently. Still it requires a little bit of risk. Okay. But I think you can do that. And I think this is a good example here. So on this TLT trade that we did, I really liked the 85 strike. Okay. I felt that I would be willing to take assignment at 85. So the original thought here was, can I put on a trade at bonds at this level? And bonds tipped over a fraction today. So a little bit of a pullback the last couple days in there, back to really the 50-day moving average, which is fine. Bonds might have gotten a little ahead of themselves. 85 was the low that we set on bonds back in the middle of January. That was the low that we have rebounded from. Okay. That's the multi-year low. You got to go all the way back to 2023, I think October, to see something lower. Doesn't mean we can't go back there, but I don't know if we're going to do that in 30 days. But I like 85, and I would be willing to own TLT, take the dividend, write calls on it. Yeah, it's the wheel, I guess, if you want to look at it that way. Uh, I'm okay with that. But how I'm getting into it is by putting on a strangle. So we are selling the 96 decently out of the money here for an extra 9 cents. So we jacked up the return. Okay, pretty good on this too. Nice 13% return. If we come down, hit 85 in the next 30 days, I will take assignment, and then I will look to write probably weekly covered calls against it. Those weekly covered calls generating around $50 a contract. I did this with 10 contracts. I'll be looking to make like, I don't know if we'll make $500 a week or something like that, but that'll be what I'm shooting for, is somewhere around $400 to $500 a week on a trade that initially, okay, cost me uh, about $2,300 in margin, as you can see on here. So $2,300 on the capital required for that trade. I don't think that's too shabby if I get assigned. Okay, so I'm willing to take assignment on those. If I just sold the puts, that was fine. You could do that. Okay, so you could just sell the puts, and I did 10 of these. Okay, so you could just sell the puts, do it for $22. You're still taking in $220 in 30 days. I wanted more. I wanted a little bit more juice on that thing, a little more meat on the bone than that. So that's why I sold the call. So I'm going to start with a strangle, but I'm willing to take assignment on the puts, and I'm willing to just wheel at the money. I'm not looking to wheel out of the money, wait for capital appreciation, all of that. No, just wheel at the money, get out of the trade, make $500 extra. 500 bucks on the 2444 would be like another 20% on top of the 13% I took in, depending on how long this trade goes. Anyway, there's the explanation on the TLT trade that I took on in here. And then the last one I want to touch base on is Amazon. And what did I do on Amazon today was I did add another poor man's covered call style trade. I went out to February, let's see, August 15th. So we went out to August 15th here, and I went and bought the 190s. Okay. Right now they're selling it, and I really like Amazon. If you're looking at the chart on Amazon, it had a nice update today, up 1.7%, a nice reversal day. It still could sell off a little bit more. I love the fact that Amazon got beat up after great earnings. I think the cloud business is fantastic on Amazon. I think the robotics business on Amazon is awesome. I think they're going to continue to grow the delivery products. I think they're going to grow in scale. So I think they are a huge beneficiary of AI from not only the software and AI on their shopping. I think the cloud, they're well poised. They're the biggest cloud provider of storage. They're killing everybody else in that business, which is awesome. And then I think they're just the Death Star, as Wiz Buckley puts it. They're the Death Star of companies. They do everything, and they can put anybody else out of business tomorrow if they wanted to. Great company. Love where they are. I love the pullback to about the 230 range from 242. I think we're back there soon. So I like this, but I like the 190. All right, so we went to 190, which is around the 80 delta. We bought that. So buying those calls, okay, is going to cost me somewhere in buying power around $2,800 in buying power. So write that down, 2,800 in buying power. It's 5240 if you want to just count. Let's just count to 5240. We won't even worry about the buying power. Okay, we're just going to take the 5240 cash secured on this thing. And then we're going to just write at the money calls. And I actually thought this Friday is not a bad one to start with. So we're going to do the 235s for Friday. Can we get there tomorrow? Absolutely. Okay. Will we get there tomorrow? I have no idea. It doesn't matter. I'm writing the at the money. We're going to take in roughly $200 for that. Okay. So we're taking in $200 on this February 14th calls. This is 3 days away. So I'm going to make $200, okay, on my 5240. Okay. That is 3.8%. I'm not going to go tell everybody that I'm making, that I'm on track to make 16% a month on this trade, but I am on track to make 16% a month on this trade. But I'm not putting it in a headline or a thumbnail or some crazy ass thing for people. I'm just selling at the money. I want the extrinsic value. The extrinsic value here is full $203. Okay, $202, whatever it might be. Okay, so we're getting full extrinsic value for this thing. There's no intrinsic at all. If this thing blows past it, great. I'm going to make $200. Okay, and I'm not going to, any losses on the calls here will be offset by gains or at 80% on the long leaps. And that delta will continue to climb on the long leaps. So they'll go from 80 to 82 to 85 delta. So they'll start to move more lockstep as we go. I'm just looking to generate some cash on Amazon, and I think that this was a good opportunity. Doesn't mean it can't go lower. We'll see what happens. Okay, but I'll take $200 using $5,000 on this particular account. I did more than just one contract, but I think that's a good trade opportunity. So there's where we are. Good day overall in the market. Good day for the accounts. And again, huge rebound since August 5th. We keep consistent. We learn. We improve. And I think that's fantastic stuff. I think the key takeaways for everybody is if you want to be a great trader, you need patience, you need discipline, okay, and you need to stay consistent. Okay, those three things. You have patience, discipline, consistency. Okay, and if you want to add number four, it's having that learning mindset that you want to get better. You don't just quit, you don't just give up, you just don't bail. I saw a lot of people just bail on me. It's all good. Okay, wish everybody well. Okay, my thing is just to stay consistent to myself and trade because really in the end, it's about myself taking care of my family, staying consistent, having the mindset of patience and discipline, being able to stay consistent in my trading, and having the growth mindset to want to learn more. And that's what we're doing every day in our Discord. So if you like this video, go ahead and give the thumbs up down below. Click the like button. I'd love to share some of the trades that I do and how we're thinking through things with everybody out there. The ups, the downs. Hey, you just get to see what I'm doing, and I hope that's helpful to you. Okay, but then have to go make your own plan. Okay, don't follow what I'm doing. If I give you some ideas, great. Back test them, model them out, see if they work for you. And if it does, then good luck to you. And if you want to see us trading live and get really inside education, because I'm all about getting education and giving it as well. So we all want to become better traders, and trading as a group is the best way to get ahead. So if you want to join the Income Navigator service, there's a link down below. You can use the code KING, take 40% off the first month. Get in there, start building your plan, see what we're doing. Stay safe, everybody. Take care, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.